And the Last Ronin, I think one of the most recent popular ones.
You were the first person that has mentioned the Last Ronin.
So sick.
That's so sick. Did you see the YouTube thing for it?
No, I'm sad that like Leo is dead, but like it's so sick, and the fact that Mikey's the last turtle.
Let's go, Sean.
Nerd reactor, roll out.
Yeah, right now I'm just looking at all of you guys. I'm getting a feel for just the personalities connecting to the turtles. Yeah. I can kind of see it.
Can you see the turtles in all of us?
Yeah, I can see the turtles in all of you.
That's good.
And so I want to ask, just when doing this, let's say auditioning, for each one of you, did you feel like, yeah, this is my character? Like I'm either Leo the leader, Michelangelo the party dude, Don the smart one, and Raphael the badass.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I didn't read for any other characters besides Raphael when I was reading for this, and I kind of went like straight to like after one auditioning process, I went onto the Zoom meets, and that's where we all met for the first time and read together. But I already knew that was the only role that I was going to play. It never switched, so I really, really full sent it with Raph.
Yeah, I actually auditioned for Donatello originally. That was my first tape that I got. And then I think it was during the chemistry reads that they were like, you should try the role of Leonardo, so they threw that one my way, and I feel like I connected with it a lot more. And also because Micah makes such a good Donnie. Like, the fact that I was still able to be a part of this project in some way, I just feel grateful. Yeah. And also, like, he's the leader.
Yeah,
like, Blue.
Oh,
he's the blue guy. It's awesome.
Yeah. That was a very few moment when they said, "Hey Nick, can you actually do Leo?" Because like I remember I was like, "This guy's my biggest competition." And you're like, hey, "This guy's a threat." I initially auditioned for Donatello, and I was like, "Oh, this is sick! Like this is a sick role." They came back to me and they're like, "Hey, can you try Michelangelo?" And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I remember I just did like more of like a chill, like laid back, like very like surfer. But I'm glad they gave me Donatello because I love and I truly mean this. I literally love the way that Shimon plays Mikey because he had a new feel. It wasn't just like the common like surfer dude. It was like a real like just fun loving guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I was doing Mikey, that was the only one I auditioned for, and I remember I did 2 auditions and I did the first one, and I got this thing when I do auditions, I delete everything out there. So when I get a callback from my agents, like, yeah, we want to do a callback. I'm like, wait, what did I do? I'm like, what did I do? I want to do it so I could nail this again. And then I eventually found it, and then it was like, oh, all I did was picture my voice a little bit, and I was just myself. You know, I saw Brandon Michael Smith when he did the previous version of Mikey. He didn't do like, a surfer dude voice. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm just going to try to be me, bring that energy that people have seen for these 40 years, to the table in a modern day feel, and here we are today, and now with these guys.
And I'm just imagining like the script, reading it, and when you're acting out the characters, like, yeah, this is kind of like me. I really relate to this, or you're like, this is so off field.
Yeah, because there was a scene in there I know I had personally where it was like I was acting like I was getting interviewed, and it was like, okay, act like you're getting interviewed, like you're in the headspace of Michelangelo. So I'm like, hi, I'm Mikey, and I like this and that and the third, and it was cool, and like it never ended up in the movie, but it was a cool scene. I hope we get to like show that later on.
Yeah, I will say with Leonardo, it's funny that like these guys have been sheltered their whole lives and live underground, and then the first time they go out, they meet April, and she gives Leo like the smallest little bit of kindness, and he takes it like, she wants me. Like, this is a relationship I need to pursue. Yes. I thought that was so funny. It's like the first person they meet, and Leo's just like smitten with April. I thought it was hilarious.
And I want to know, like, out of the 4 of you, who's the least like the character?
Who's the least like the
To
character?
Brady. Brady's not like a hot.
Yeah, no, honestly, Brady. Just because like it's just Raph is so angry.
It's just like I guess you would like I'm a normally angry person. Like,
I'm the regular
Raph
level
is
of
just so on a different like level of
Yeah.
angry always, so it's hard to reach that.
Oh yeah, and I like that you're. I think most of you are wearing your colors. Well,
I'm definitely not.
yeah.
Dang, we didn't get the color combo.
Green on the turtles.
I've got green like
Yeah,
turtles
green
too.
with the turtles. Yeah. So you knew the assignment.
Yeah, no, he came prepared.
Well, yeah.
And I want to know for each one of you, what was like your first experience with the Ninja Turtles? Like, was it through like the show or a toy, etc.?
It was definitely for me through the toys. Like, I feel like growing up, I don't remember a time where I didn't see it. Like the first memories like I have when I was a kid was like playing with Raphael's size. Like like play fighting. I used to think they were like swords. I don't know. Like I guess they're for defense. But I remember playing with them and like the lunch boxes or the backpacks or the shoes or the socks. Like that's what I remember. And then I remember seeing the series and then the Michael Bay films.
Yeah, I guess mine is similar to Micah's with the merchandising and the toys.
Yeah.
You know, it's just doing this with 2 plastic figures. Everybody can relate to this motion of just like, then backflip. That was my thing, so that's how I got into it.
Yeah, I know for me, I gravitated towards the 2012 series on Nickelodeon, and just when I come home from school every day, my siblings and I would just watch that show because it was always on. And that's really where I first saw the Turtles and really got a feel for them, but Raph and Leo have always been my favorite.
Yeah, same as Brady. The 2012 version had my heart, and it was just like seeing these green creatures on screen, like just doing ninja moves, and it was cool. That was my thing. So, the 2012.
2012. And after doing this, have any of you gone back to, let's say, the older stuff, or like just reading the comic books, like the first issue, or even the 80s cartoon?
I went back and I looked at a lot of the old comics because they were in black and white, and it just intrigued me to see like where this all started. And honestly, the beginning of this franchise is inspiring, and it's so great because it's just 2 guys that loved comics, and they came together, they moved in together, and they started making something that they loved. And the fact that it spanned all these generations, and it was just 2 dudes like chasing this passion they had, I always thought it was admirable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And The Last Ronin, I think one of the most
That
recent
is
popular
sick.
ones.
You were
That
the first
is
person that has
sick.
mentioned the
Yeah,
last
it's so
Ronin.
sick.
That's
Yeah.
so sick. Did you see the YouTube thing for it?
Yeah.
I'm sad that like Leo is dead, but like it's so sick, and the fact that Mikey's the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
I know,
turtle.
he's
Let's go,
the
Shimon.
last
So,
one.
Shimon, I gotta ask
Dude.
you about that. Like, let's say in the future, let's say people love this, the reception as well, and people's like, oh man, I want to see an older Mikey just dealing with
The death of his brothers.
Yeah, I'd be open to that for sure. You know, the voice gets deeper a little bit, and you know, has to get a bit more gruesome. But
Shimon's on his
it's gonna
Batman
be
arc.
it's gonna be amazing. Hey, we'll see. It could be 5 to 10 years from now. You never know.
Are you gonna miss us? Because we're gone in that storyline.
Well,
like,
yeah.
there is, you get to talk to them
Yeah,
like
the
in your
ghost, yeah.
mind.
yeah, through meditation, we like.
Yeah, and I
force
think that's
ghosts.
another thing. Like, because you know, filming together in the booth, it's like I'll have that with me. It's like, dang, they're not here.
Definitely a very realistic
For
portrayal.
sure.
Wait, so in the booth, do you get to interact with each other, or is it one of those solo type deals?
No.
No,
Yeah,
we
we
were all
basically the whole movie we got to work with each other on, like be in the same room with each other and look at each other's reactions to things. So you see when you hear us stumbling over each other's lines, or be like, "Hey, watch out! Like move your leg!" Like that's because we were actually in there like interacting, and you know sometimes we were arm's length where we could push each other and fun things like that.
Oh yeah, and I think before we get to like the way future, there's the distant stuff. Might be spoiler territory, so you don't have to talk about it. But personally, who do you want to see your characters fight in the sequel if it's happening?
one guy.
We're hoping for a sequel, but I
one
would
guy.
say
It's
Well,
one guy.
let's
thinking.
I'll say like, of course, people think Shredder, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about our movies that we get introduced to so many new characters. Because you know, in previous iterations, there's always the Shredder or the Krang, and you know that's what you're used to. So for us to have this movie and get introduced to so many amazing new villains, it's cool. But in the future, of course, we'd like to fight Shredder.
Yeah, he's our main villain. He's like our guy.
We would love to have that.
The most amazing part about it is that we haven't even touched on so many other parts of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and
Yeah.
we've already made a whole film about it. Like
Literally.
there's like the main villain that everyone identifies the turtle with isn't even in the first movie, so it just sets up for a sequel perfectly. So
Yeah.
So there we go. In the future,
I'm hoping, yeah.
Let's-
I wonder who they're gonna get to play him. That's what I'm most
I'd be
excited
sick.
about. I wonder who they're gonna cast as
they
Shredder.
need someone good.
Yeah.
Like
Christian Bale.
yeah.
Christian Bale as a Shredder. Okay.
Yeah.
So last question. After this, what's the next thing that you are excited about in the world of Ninja Turtles? Whether you want to read more comic books or just dive deeper into the movies.
Yeah, I'd love to just, I don't know, not really compare, but I just want to like talk to the previous, like people have played these characters and just kind of see where, especially the ones who have done like multiple movies with them and series and things like that. I just want to hear their thoughts on the character, help, help me in the future and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Piggybacking off of what you said, like meeting the other people who have played the Turtles
Yeah.
in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
which was a Netflix animated series. Ben Schwartz plays Leonardo, and there was this joke that he likes playing blue characters in animation, like Sonic, and I forget the DuckTales guy that's blue, but the blue DuckTales one, and then Leonardo. And then with me, I'm Leonardo, and then I also did Gumball on Cartoon Network, so I feel like it would be fun to talk to him about why he likes the color blue so
blue,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I got this role. And even if I didn't get this role, I would definitely go see this movie because it brings me back to my childhood and it re-immerses me in, I don't know, that's a word, right? I'm sorry, I don't want to,
Yeah,
I don't want to,
we'll make it a word.
I don't want to sound stupid. Like, yeah, it re-immerses me in like the whole franchise, and it's just like, it's like now I can dive deeper into like the different versions of TMNT because there's so many different versions out there, whether it's the comics or the series or the movies. So I'm just really excited to like dive deeper into this fandom.
I think I'm most excited for the people who don't know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be introduced for the first time and get to see us looking like this. I think it's a whole new way that no one has ever seen the Turtles look like this, and it's a completely unique style of art that we use. And just to introduce that younger generation, maybe the people who aren't so familiar with the previous movies or the series, to just sit down and enjoy an awesome movie about a bunch of turtles kicking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Kicking ass. Yeah, no, it's okay. We can